Some stones are so rare that one small piece can cost more than a mansion. But here's the strange part. The world still hasn't discovered their true value yet. Hidden inside ancient tombs, forgotten mountains, and abandoned mines are gemstones that experts believe could explode in price by 2026. And some of them come with terrifying legends. Thousands of years ago, kings went to war for gemstones. Empires rose because of them. People believed certain stones could protect the soul or curse anyone who touched them. Today, collectors, billionaires, and secret investors are hunting for these rare treasures again. Because history is repeating itself. And the first gem on this list was once considered more valuable than diamonds. Alexandrite. At first glance, it looks beautiful. But under different light, it changes color. Green in daylight. Deep red at night. People in ancient Russia believed the stone was alive. A gem with two personalities. A gem that could feel danger. When it was discovered in the 1830s near the Ural Mountains, it shocked the world. The stone was so rare that even royal families struggled to own one. Some miners worked their entire lives without finding a single perfect crystal. Today, natural alexandrite is disappearing fast. Most mines are nearly empty. Collectors know this. That's why prices keep climbing every year. But there's another reason experts are watching it closely for 2026. Artificial gems are flooding the market. And as fake stones become more common, truly natural alexandrite becomes even more precious. Some believe a flawless piece could soon become one of the most expensive gems on Earth. But if you think that's mysterious, wait until you hear about the stone linked to fallen empires. Jadeite. In ancient China, jadeite was not just jewelry. It was power. Emperors believed the stone connected humans to heaven itself. Entire royal tombs were filled with jade armor. Not gold. Not silver. Jade. Why? Because they believed it could make the soul immortal. Even today, the finest imperial jadeite can sell for millions. One necklace shocked the world when it sold for more than many luxury penthouses. And here's the strange twist. The best jadeite comes from Myanmar. But political instability and mine closures are making high-quality pieces harder to find every year. Scarcity creates obsession. Obsession creates value. By 2026, some experts believe jadeite prices could rise dramatically as wealthy collectors compete for the last truly pure stones. But there's one gem even scientists cannot fully explain. Pienite. For years, pienite was considered the rarest gemstone on Earth. Not one of the rarest. The rarest. Imagine discovering a mineral so uncommon that humanity only knew about a few pieces. That sounds impossible. But it happened. The stone was first discovered in Myanmar by a British mineral expert named Arthur Payne. At first, scientists thought it was just another ruby-like crystal. Then they studied it more closely. What they found stunned them. Pienite contained an incredibly unusual chemical structure rarely seen in nature. For decades, only a handful existed. Collectors became obsessed. Museums fought to acquire even tiny fragments. Today, more pienite has been found, but high-quality crystals remain incredibly rare. And demand keeps growing. Why? Because humans are fascinated by rarity. The harder something is to find, the more valuable it becomes. And in a world where investors are searching for physical assets beyond gold and crypto, rare minerals are entering the spotlight again. But the next gem may be the most haunting of them all. Black opal. Deep inside the deserts of Australia, miners crawl through darkness searching for flashes of impossible color. Red. Blue. Green. Fire trapped inside stone. Ancient legends claimed opals carried the emotions of the gods. Others believed they brought terrible bad luck. One rumor spread through Europe for centuries. That wearing black opal could bring death. And strangely, that fear only made the stone more famous. The rarest black opals come from Lightning Ridge, Australia. But the mines are aging. Production is slowing down. At the same time, luxury demand is exploding across Asia and the Middle East. The result? Prices are climbing fast. Some collectors believe top-quality black opals may become almost impossible to afford within the next few years. But one stone on this list once disappeared from history entirely. Red beryl. People call it the red emerald. But it's far rarer than emeralds. In fact, for every 150,000 diamonds found, only one red beryl crystal may appear. Most of the world's supply comes from a tiny area in Utah, in the United States. A harsh desert landscape where miners search through volcanic rock for microscopic traces of treasure. Many never find anything. The gem's deep crimson color almost looks unreal, like frozen blood inside crystal. And because mining conditions are so difficult, large stones are nearly impossible to find. Some experts believe high-grade red beryl may vanish from the market completely one day. Imagine owning something future generations might never even see in person. That idea alone drives collectors wild. But not all valuable gems are beautiful because of color. Some are valuable because they should not exist at all. Musgravite. This stone is so rare that many jewelers have never seen one in real life. It was first discovered in remote Australia. Later, tiny amounts appeared in Greenland and Madagascar. But fine quality gems? Almost non-existent. Musgravite forms under extremely rare geological conditions deep inside Earth's crust. Conditions so specific, nature almost never repeats them. That's why even tiny pieces can sell for unbelievable prices. And here's the interesting part. As technology advances, scientists are using rare minerals in new experimental industries. Collectors fear that future demand could push already rare stones into another level of value entirely. But the next gem may hold the darkest history. Spinel. For centuries, kings thought spinel was ruby. Some of the most famous rubies in royal crowns were later discovered to be spinel instead. One legendary red gemstone sat inside royal treasure collections for hundreds of years before experts realized the truth. Imagine that. Entire wars fought over a stone people misunderstood. Spinel carries a strange identity crisis. Always hiding behind another gem. Always underestimated. But now, the world is finally paying attention. Natural untreated spinel is becoming highly desired because many rubies on the market today are heavily treated or enhanced. Collectors want authenticity, natural beauty, real history. And spinel has all three. But if there's one gem that truly feels supernatural, it's this one. Tanzanite. Near Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. That's it. One location. One source. One fragile supply. Experts have warned for years that Tanzanite mines may eventually run dry. And when people hear the words limited forever, markets react fast. But Tanzanite also carries emotion. Some Maasai legends describe blue stones as gifts from lightning and fire. A blessing from the earth itself. When sunlight hits a fine Tanzanite crystal, it almost looks electric. Like a piece of another world. And because younger generations are searching for alternatives to diamonds, many believe Tanzanite could become one of the defining luxury gems of the future. But there's one final stone that may surprise you most. Meteorite gemstones. Yes, gems from space. Fragments older than Earth itself. Some contain patterns impossible to recreate naturally on our planet. Others traveled millions of miles through freezing darkness before crashing into Earth. Ancient civilizations worshipped meteorites as gifts from the gods. Some rulers forged sacred weapons from celestial metal. Today, rare meteorite-based jewelry and crystals are attracting collectors who want something beyond human history. Something cosmic. And as space fascination grows worldwide, these extraterrestrial materials are becoming more than collectibles. They are symbols. Pieces of the universe you can actually hold. So what happens in 2026? No one knows for certain. But history leaves clues. Whenever something becomes scarce, emotional, mysterious, and impossible to replace, humans give it value. And these stones are more than minerals. They are frozen pieces of time. Fragments of forgotten civilizations. Survivors of volcanic chaos, collapsing empires, and cosmic destruction. Some waited millions of years to be discovered. Now the world is racing to own them before they disappear again. The question is, which of these hidden treasures will become the next impossible fortune? And somewhere tonight, deep underground, another ancient gem may still be waiting in darkness, untouched for millions of years. A man once bought a strange green stone at a garage sale for $5. Years later, experts said it could be worth more than an entire mansion. Sounds impossible, right? But hidden inside old boxes, dusty caves, forgotten temples, and abandoned mines, there are stones that carry secrets older than empires. Some were touched by kings. Some were feared as cursed objects, and some are becoming so rare, their value may explode in 2026. The scary part? People still ignore them every day. Imagine walking through an old market. Broken jewelry scattered everywhere. Rusty coins. Cracked statues. Nothing special. Then suddenly, your eyes land on a dull blue stone. Not shiny. Not perfect. But what if that stone once belonged to a lost civilization? What if collectors around the world are desperately searching for it right now? History has a strange habit. Sometimes, it hides treasure in plain sight. Take jadeite, for example. For thousands of years, ancient Chinese emperors believed this green stone held spiritual power. They called it the Stone of Heaven. Warriors carried it into battle. Royal families buried it with the dead. Today, the finest jadeite pieces are becoming almost impossible to find. Mines are drying up. Political conflicts are slowing exports. Wealthy collectors are fighting over the remaining high-quality stones. And experts believe prices may rise sharply in the coming years. But the most shocking part? Some people still confuse real jadeite with cheap decorative stones. Imagine throwing away something worth a fortune because it looked ordinary. Then there's black opal, a stone so mysterious, it almost looks alive. Deep inside its darkness, flashes of electric blue, red, and green move like trap lightning. Ancient tribes in Australia once believed opals carried messages from the spirit world. Others feared them. Some even called them cursed. But black opals from Lightning Ridge in Australia are now becoming extremely rare. The mines are aging. Finding large, high-quality pieces is getting harder every year. Collectors know this. And when rarity meets obsession, prices explode. One tiny black opal can already sell for more than luxury cars. Now imagine what could happen by 2026. But not every valuable stone shines brightly. Some look completely normal. Like moldavite. At first glance, it looks like rough green glass. Ugly to some people. Meaningless. But moldavite was born from pure destruction. Around 15 million years ago, a massive meteor slammed into Earth. The impact was so violent, melted rock flew through the air and cooled into strange green fragments. That became moldavite, a stone literally created by a cosmic collision. For years, spiritual communities became obsessed with it. Stories spread online claiming the stone could change lives, unlock energy, or bring transformation. Whether those stories are true or not, one thing is certain. Demand exploded, and fake moldavite flooded the market. Real pieces are becoming harder to trust and harder to find, which only makes authentic specimens even more valuable. But sometimes the value of a stone comes from blood and tragedy. Red beryl is one example. Many people have never even heard its name. But gem experts call it one of the rarest stones on Earth. Some say it is nearly 8,000 times rarer than diamonds. It forms under incredibly specific conditions inside volcanic rock. Only a few locations on Earth can produce it. And the finest red beryl mainly comes from one place in the United States. Think about that. An entire world fighting over something that exists in only tiny amounts. Now imagine what happens when supply shrinks even further. This is why investors, collectors, and museums are quietly watching these stones more closely than ever. Because history has already shown what rarity can do. Diamonds became symbols of power. Gold became a global obsession. So what happens when the next rare gem enters the spotlight? Then there are stones wrapped in legends. Like Larimar, a blue stone that looks like frozen ocean waves. Found mainly in the Dominican Republic, Larimar remained hidden from the modern world for centuries. Local stories claimed it came from Atlantis, the lost city beneath the sea. Whether true or not, the mystery helped fuel fascination. Tourists began searching for it. Collectors wanted the best pieces. Jewelry brands noticed the growing demand. But there's a problem. Larimar exists in only one major location on Earth. And those mines are not endless. Every year, finding premium stones becomes more difficult. Scarcity changes everything. Suddenly, yesterday's souvenir becomes tomorrow's treasure. And then comes alexandrite, perhaps one of the strangest gems ever discovered. In daylight, it appears green. Under warm light, it turns deep red or purple. A stone that changes color like magic. When it was discovered in Russia during the 1800s, people were stunned. Some believed it was supernatural. Russian royalty became obsessed with it almost instantly. Today, natural alexandrite of high quality is extremely rare. Most people will never see one in real life. And because synthetic versions are flooding the market, authentic stones continue becoming more valuable. But here's the frightening truth. Many priceless gems never reach museums. They stay hidden. Inside private collections, underground vaults, forgotten family boxes, or buried beneath the earth, still waiting. There are stories of miners spending decades searching for a single discovery. Imagine waking before sunrise every day, digging through dirt, breathing dust, hoping your next strike changes your life forever. Most never find anything, but a few do. And those moments become legend. In 1905, a miner in South Africa discovered the Cullinan diamond, the largest gem-quality rough diamond ever found. Over 3,000 carats. A stone so massive it shocked the world. And that discovery changed history forever. Now think about this. What rare stones are still hidden today? What discoveries are waiting underground right now? And what happens when global demand collides with disappearing supply? That question is exactly why collectors are becoming more aggressive, especially after recent years of economic uncertainty. People are searching for objects that feel timeless, real, ancient, something physical in a digital world. And rare stones fit perfectly into that desire. But perhaps the most emotional gems are the ones connected to lost civilizations. Turquoise from ancient Persia, lapis lazuli from Afghanistan, amber holding insects trapped millions of years ago. These are not just stones. They are time machines, tiny fragments of forgotten worlds. When you hold one, you are touching history itself. And humans have always been fascinated by that feeling. Kings wore gems to prove power. Priests used stones in sacred rituals. Explorers crossed deserts and oceans searching for hidden mines. Entire wars were fought over minerals buried beneath the ground. Because humans never stopped believing treasure could change destiny. Maybe that belief never disappeared. Even today, somewhere in an attic, a dusty box may contain a stone worth thousands. Maybe millions. A family heirloom nobody understands. A strange rock found during childhood. An old necklace ignored for decades. Most people will never notice these things. They walk past history every single day. But a few people pay attention. And sometimes, those people uncover fortunes. As 2026 approaches, experts believe rare natural gems may become even more important. Mining costs are rising. Authentic stones are becoming harder to verify. Some deposits are nearly exhausted. And the world's richest collectors know exactly what that means. Scarcity creates obsession. Obsession creates value. And value changes everything. So the next time you see an old stone, a strange crystal, or a forgotten piece of jewelry hidden in dust, don't ignore it too quickly. Because somewhere inside that rough surface could be a story older than empires, a secret buried by time, or a treasure the world has not fully discovered yet. And maybe, just maybe, the next stone everyone laughs at today will become priceless tomorrow. Some stones are so rare that one small piece could be worth more than a mansion. Hidden in deserts, buried beneath ancient ruins, locked away in private collections for decades. These mysterious gems are not just beautiful, they are legends. And experts believe some of them could explode in value in the coming years. But here's the strange part. Most people have never even heard of them. Tonight, we travel deep into the forgotten world of rare minerals, cursed jewels, ancient treasures, and secret stones that survived empires, wars, and even extinction itself. And by the end of this video, you may never look at a simple rock the same way again. Somewhere in the dry mountains of Tanzania, miners once discovered a glowing blue stone so stunning, they thought it was fake. That stone was tanzanite. And what makes it terrifyingly rare is this: it only exists in one tiny place on Earth. One place. Scientists believe the mines could be empty within a few decades. Maybe sooner. Imagine that. A gemstone born from a single location in the entire universe we know. Deep blue. Sometimes violet. Sometimes almost electric. When light hits it, the stone changes color like magic. But there's another reason collectors are rushing to buy it. Many believe tanzanite today is what diamonds were a century ago. Still relatively unknown to the average person. Still underestimated. And when something rare disappears forever, prices don't usually go down. But tanzanite is only the beginning. In the cold deserts of Australia, miners once uncovered something even stranger. A black stone filled with flashes of red, green, and blue fire. Black opal. Not ordinary opal. This was different. Dark as midnight, but alive with color inside. Ancient tribes believed opals carried the souls of the sky itself. Others feared them, calling them cursed stones that brought chaos and bad luck. Yet despite the legends, collectors became obsessed. Especially with stones from Lightning Ridge, a remote Australian town where some of the rarest opals on Earth were found. One perfect black opal can sell for fortunes. And the truly rare ones? Almost impossible to price. Because how do you price something nature may never create again? Then there's a gem so mysterious, people once thought it came from outer space. Moldavite. Green. Glass-like. Sharp and strange. Scientists believe it formed nearly 15 million years ago when a massive meteor slammed into Earth with unimaginable force. The explosion melted rock and threw it across the sky. As the molten material cooled, Moldavite was born. For centuries, people treated it like a supernatural object. Kings collected it. Mystics used it in rituals. Some people today even claim the stone changes their emotions or dreams. Real or not, one thing is true. Authentic Moldavite has become incredibly difficult to find. And as fake versions flood the market, genuine pieces are becoming more valuable every year. But perhaps the most tragic gemstone story belongs to jade. Not because it is rare. Because entire civilizations worshipped it. In ancient China, jade was considered more precious than gold. Emperors were buried with it. Warriors carried it. People believed the stone protected the soul itself. Meanwhile, across the ocean, the Maya and Aztec civilizations also treasured jade beyond imagination. Some ancient rulers were buried wearing jade masks meant to guide them into the afterlife. Think about that. One stone, worshipped by completely different civilizations separated by thousands of miles. Even today, the finest imperial jade can sell for millions. And the rarest translucent green pieces? Collectors fight over them in silence behind closed doors. But not all valuable stones are beautiful. Some are terrifying. Take red beryl. A gemstone so rare, most jewelers will never even see one in their entire life. Found mainly in Utah, this crimson crystal forms under nearly impossible conditions. Experts estimate that for every 150,000 diamonds discovered, only one red beryl crystal appears. One. Its deep red glow almost looks unnatural, like frozen blood trapped inside stone. Because of its rarity, many collectors believe red beryl remains dangerously undervalued compared to more famous gems. And when wealthy collectors discover something the public ignores, prices can rise fast. Very fast. Now imagine discovering a gemstone hidden inside the skeleton of an ancient creature. That's exactly what ammolite is. This dazzling rainbow stone comes from fossilized ammonites, sea animals that lived over 70 million years ago beside dinosaurs. Not only is it ancient, it's technically part fossil. The colors ripple like oil on water. Red, green, gold, purple. Almost unreal. Some indigenous tribes considered ammolite sacred, believing it carried powerful spiritual energy. And because it can only be mined in limited regions of Canada, supplies remain incredibly small. You are literally looking at the remains of a lost prehistoric world turned into treasure. And somehow, it gets even stranger. There exists a gem that glows from inside itself. Alexandrite. By daylight, it appears green or bluish. But under warm light, it suddenly transforms into deep red or purple. Collectors call it emerald by day, ruby by night. When it was first discovered in Russia during the 1800s, people thought it was impossible. A gemstone changing color so dramatically felt like witchcraft. The Russian royal family became obsessed with it. And today, natural alexandrite of high quality is one of the most expensive gemstones on Earth. Because the stronger the color change, the rarer the stone becomes. It's almost like the gem has two souls living inside it. But one stone carries a darker reputation than all the others. The infamous black diamond. Unlike traditional diamonds, black diamonds absorb light instead of reflecting it. They feel ancient, cold, mysterious. Some scientists even believe certain black diamonds may have formed from cosmic impacts billions of years ago. Others say they came from deep inside Earth under extreme pressure no human can truly imagine. Throughout history, black diamonds were connected to power, death, and curses. One legendary stone, known as the Black Olaf, was rumored to bring disaster to anyone who owned it. True or not, fear only made it more famous. And fame creates value, especially when rarity enters the story. Then comes a mineral many people accidentally throw away without realizing its future potential. Bennetate, a bright blue crystal discovered in California. At first glance, it looks beautiful but harmless. Yet under ultraviolet light, it glows with an almost ghostly brilliance. And here's the shocking truth. Gem-quality bennetate is far rarer than diamonds. Its main source is extremely limited, and mining has become heavily restricted. As supplies shrink, collectors quietly continue buying. Not loudly, not publicly, quietly. Because serious collectors understand something most people don't. True rarity always reveals itself slowly. And finally, we arrive at one of the rarest gemstones humanity has ever touched. Pienite. For years, pienite was considered the rarest mineral on Earth. There was a time when only a handful of crystals existed. Imagine owning something so rare, scientists barely knew it was real. Discovered in Myanmar, pienite remained almost mythical for decades. Dark reddish-brown. Mysterious. Nearly impossible to find. When new deposits were eventually discovered, the number of known stones increased slightly. But slightly is the key word. Fine quality pienite is still extraordinarily rare. And because of its legend, collectors became fascinated with owning a piece of something once believed almost unattainable. A gemstone that spent years existing closer to myth than reality. And maybe that's why humans love rare stones so much. Not because they sparkle. Not because they're expensive. But because they survive. They survive lost civilizations, meteor impacts, extinction events, ancient kings, buried empires, millions of years of darkness beneath the earth. Every gem carries a secret history older than humanity itself. And somewhere out there, hidden under mountains, deserts, or forgotten caves, another impossible stone may still be waiting to be discovered. A stone no one has seen yet. A stone that could change history. Or make someone unimaginably rich. And perhaps right now, it's sitting silently underground, waiting for the right person to find it. Some stones are so rare, people have killed for them. Others were hidden for centuries inside tombs, caves, and forgotten kingdoms. And right now, a few of these ancient rocks are becoming so valuable. Experts believe their prices could explode by 2026. But here's the strange part. Some of them don't even look valuable at first glance. A dull black stone. A glowing green crystal. A rock found in the middle of a desert. Yet behind each one is a story filled with mystery, obsession, and lost history. Tonight, we travel across ancient mines, cursed treasures, and hidden discoveries to uncover the 10 rarest stones on Earth, and why collectors are willing to pay fortunes to own them. Number 10 begins in complete darkness. Deep inside a cave in Mexico, miners once discovered strange crystals growing from the walls like frozen lightning. Massive, sharp, beautiful. They called them Naica crystals. Some were larger than trees. For thousands of years, these crystals slept underground in extreme heat. No human had ever seen them. The cave was like another planet. And then, humans arrived. Scientists entered wearing special suits because the cave was hot enough to kill a person in minutes. The crystals shimmered like giant swords made of glass. What made them special wasn't just their size. It was time. Some experts believe these crystals formed over 500,000 years ago. Today, pieces from these caves are almost impossible to get legally. And because the cave flooded again, many believe humanity may never fully explore it. A hidden world, now sealed beneath the earth. At number 9 is a stone that looks like it came from outer space. Moldavite. Green. Strange. Almost alien. Legend says it fell from the sky after a massive meteor crash nearly 15 million years ago in what is now Europe. People once believed moldavite carried magical powers. Kings and spiritual leaders kept it close. Some claimed it could change human destiny. But recently, something unexpected happened. Demand exploded online. Collectors, spiritual communities, and investors rushed to buy moldavite faster than miners could find it. Prices started climbing rapidly. And because real moldavite only exists in a small region of the world, experts believe authentic pieces could become even rarer by 2026. But fake moldavite is everywhere, which makes the real stone even more valuable. Imagine holding a piece of earth, created by a cosmic explosion from the heavens. Now that's rare. At number 8 is a gemstone so mysterious, scientists still debate how it formed. Pienite. For decades, pienite was considered the rarest mineral on Earth. In fact, there was a time when only 2 crystals existed. Just 2. Imagine owning something almost nobody else on Earth had ever seen. Discovered in Myanmar in the 1950s, pienite looked almost unreal. Deep reddish-brown, sometimes glowing under light like burning fire. Collectors became obsessed. Museums wanted it. Billionaires wanted it. And because political instability limited mining in the region, pienite remained incredibly difficult to obtain. Even today, high-quality pienite stones can sell for astonishing prices. But what truly makes it fascinating is how close humanity came to never discovering it at all. One miner, one stone, one moment in history. That was all it took. At number 7 lies a stone connected to ancient death rituals. Jet stone. At first glance, it looks simple, black and smooth. But this dark stone carries centuries of sorrow and mystery. Jet was formed from ancient wood buried under extreme pressure millions of years ago. In a way, it is fossilized grief from prehistoric forests. During the Victorian era, jet became famous after Queen Victoria wore it while mourning her husband. Soon, grieving families across Europe wore black jet jewelry during funerals and memorials. Entire towns became rich from jet mining. But over time, real natural jet became harder to find. Many mines closed forever. Today, authentic antique jet pieces connected to historical periods are becoming increasingly valuable. Not because they sparkle, but because they carry emotion, loss, memory, time. Some stones shine with beauty. Others shine with history. Number the 6th of May be the strangest stone on this list. The desert rose. Found in dry deserts across Africa and the Middle East, this mineral forms naturally into shapes that look exactly like blooming flowers. No human carved them. Nature did. Ancient travelers believed desert roses were gifts from spirits protecting the desert. Some thought they appeared where angels touched the sand. And honestly, when you see one, it feels impossible. Perfect petals made from stone. But here's why collectors are paying attention now. Climate changes and illegal collecting have damaged many natural desert formations. High-quality desert roses with large perfect structures are becoming rarer every year. And rare beauty always attracts wealthy buyers, especially when nature can never truly recreate the same design twice. Every single desert rose is unique, just like a fingerprint from Earth itself. At number 5 is a stone surrounded by legends of curses and bad luck. The black opal. Unlike ordinary opals, black opals contain flashes of electric color trapped inside deep darkness. Blue, red, green, gold. Like galaxies hidden inside stone. Ancient cultures feared them. Some believed they carried supernatural energy. Others thought they brought fortune or disaster. In the late 1800s, rumors spread across Europe that opals were cursed. Prices crashed overnight. But decades later, people realized the truth. Black opals were incredibly rare, especially those from Lightning Ridge in Australia, where the finest stones on Earth were discovered. Today, some black opals sell for more than luxury mansions. And by 2026, experts believe demand from elite collectors could push prices even higher. Because no technology can perfectly recreate what nature spent millions of years building. At number 4 is a stone born from violence. Bloodstone. Dark green with deep red marks that look exactly like drops of blood. Ancient warriors carried bloodstones into battle believing they offered protection and strength. Some legends even claimed the stone formed beneath sacred events from ancient history. Whether true or not, The myth survived for centuries. Kings owned them. Priests protected them. Soldiers trusted them. But modern collectors value certain antique bloodstones for another reason: authenticity. Many old bloodstones were carved into seals, royal jewelry, and ancient artifacts. Real historical pieces are becoming increasingly difficult to find, and every missing artifact increases the value of the surviving ones. It's not just a stone anymore. It's evidence of civilizations long gone. Now we enter the top 3. And things become unbelievable. At number 3 is a gem so rare, many people never even hear its name. Red beryl. Sometimes called the red emerald, but much rarer. In fact, experts estimate one high-quality red beryl exists for every 150,000 diamonds. Think about that. 1 for every 150,000. Most red beryl comes from a tiny area in Utah, where extreme geological conditions created something almost impossible. Its deep red glow looks alive under sunlight. But mining it is incredibly difficult. And because supplies remain tiny, collectors are already predicting huge price increases in the coming years. Some stones are rare because they are old. Others are rare because Earth almost never makes them. Red beryl belongs to the second category, and that makes it terrifyingly valuable. At number 2 is a stone hidden inside ancient royal treasures for centuries. Jadeite. Not regular jade. Jadeite. In ancient China, emperors considered it more valuable than gold. They believed the stone connected heaven and earth. Wars were fought over it. Dynasties protected it. And the finest imperial jadeite glows with an almost supernatural green color that seems lit from inside. Even today, wealthy collectors in Asia compete fiercely for rare jadeite pieces. Some necklaces have sold for tens of millions of dollars. But the supply keeps shrinking. Mines are limited. Political conflicts affect trade. And old imperial quality stones are disappearing into private collections forever. Once locked away, they may never return to the market again, which only makes the remaining pieces more valuable. And finally, number 1. The rarest and perhaps most mysterious stone on this list. Alexandrite. A gemstone that changes color. In daylight, it appears green or blue-green. But under candlelight or darkness, it transforms into red or purple. It's like watching magic happen in your hands. When alexandrite was discovered in Russia during the 1800s, people could hardly believe it was real. A stone that changes identity depending on light. The Russian elite became obsessed instantly. And because fine natural alexandrite is unbelievably rare, prices skyrocketed over the years. Some perfect stones are now considered priceless. But here's what makes alexandrite truly unforgettable. It reminds us that nature still holds secrets humanity barely understands. Deep beneath mountains, hidden inside caves, buried under deserts, the Earth spent millions of years creating masterpieces no machine can copy. And somewhere out there, another rare stone may still be waiting to be discovered. Hidden in darkness. Waiting for the right person to find it. The question is, what else is still buried beneath our world? Somewhere deep inside a forgotten cave, beneath collapsed temples, hidden in royal tombs and abandoned mines, there are stones so rare, so mysterious, that collectors are willing to pay millions just to touch them. And right now, their value is rising fast. These are not ordinary gems. Some were cursed by kings. Some disappeared for centuries. And some may soon become impossible to find ever again. This is the story of the top 10 lost and super rare gems that are about to explode in value. Number 10. Pienite. For years, this stone was called the rarest mineral on Earth. Not diamond. Not ruby. Pienite. Back in the 1950s, a British mineral expert discovered a strange reddish crystal in Myanmar. At first, nobody understood what it really was. Scientists were shocked. The mineral contained elements so unusual together, it seemed almost impossible. For decades, only a few tiny crystals existed in the entire world. Imagine owning something rarer than almost every treasure on Earth. Collectors became obsessed. And today, even though more deposits have been found, high-quality pienite is still incredibly rare. The finest pieces can sell for huge prices, and experts believe demand will continue growing as wealthy collectors hunt for stones nobody else owns. Because in the world of rare gems, rarity is power. Number 9. Black opal. At first glance, It looks unreal. A dark stone, filled with flashes of electric blue, green, purple, and fiery red. Like a galaxy trapped inside rock. Most black opals come from one place on Earth. Lightning Ridge, Australia. And that's where the mystery begins. Miners there spent generations digging through darkness, hoping to uncover just one perfect stone. Many found nothing. Some lost everything chasing the dream. But when someone discovered a true black opal, it changed lives overnight. The problem? The mines are producing less and less every year. And collectors know it. As supply disappears, prices keep climbing higher. Some rare black opals already sell for more than diamonds of the same size. Because beauty this strange cannot be copied. Number 8. Alexandrite. This gem feels almost magical. In daylight, it glows green or blue-green. But under candlelight or darkness, it suddenly turns red. Like the stone itself is alive. When Alexandrite was first discovered in Russia during the 1800s, people believed it carried supernatural energy. The colors matched the military colors of the Russian Empire, and soon it became connected to royalty, power, and luck. But the original Russian mines are nearly empty now. That changes everything. Natural Alexandrite with strong color change is becoming harder to find every year. And collectors are paying massive prices for stones with history behind them. Because anyone can own a diamond. But owning a gem that changes color before your eyes? That feels like holding a secret. Number 7. Red beryl. People call it the red emerald. And it's almost impossible to find. This stone forms under conditions so rare, scientists still struggle to fully explain it. Most red beryl comes from a tiny area in Utah, in the United States. And experts estimate that for every 150,000 diamonds mined, only one crystal of red beryl appears. Think about that. 1. Its deep raspberry red color looks almost unreal in sunlight. Yet many people have never even heard its name. That mystery makes collectors want it even more. Because sometimes, the most valuable treasures are the ones hidden from the world. Number 6. Jadeite from ancient China. For thousands of years, Chinese emperors believed jade carried the soul of heaven itself. They were buried with it. They prayed with it. They killed for it. But not all jade is equal. The rarest form is imperial jadeite. Deep green. Smooth like water. Almost glowing from inside. Ancient carvings made from true jadeite are becoming incredibly valuable today, especially pieces connected to lost dynasties or royal families. And there's another reason prices are rising. Many old mines are nearly exhausted. That means ancient pieces are no longer just art. They are disappearing history. Imagine holding a stone once touched by an emperor centuries ago. A silent witness to forgotten kingdoms. Number 5. Musgravite. Most people will never see one in real life. Not because it's expensive. Because it barely exists. Musgravite was first discovered in the remote deserts of Australia. Scientists originally believed it was too rare to ever become part of the jewelry world. And honestly, they were almost right. Only a tiny number of gem-quality stones have ever been found. Its colors shift between grey, green, and violet depending on the light. Quiet. Mysterious. Almost ghost-like. But in recent years, wealthy collectors started chasing ultra-rare minerals instead of traditional gems. That changed everything. Now musgravite has become one of the ultimate status symbols among elite collectors. Not flashy. Not famous. Just impossibly rare. And sometimes, that is worth more than gold. Number 4. Star sapphires. At first, they look normal. Then the light hits. And suddenly, a glowing star appears on the surface. 6 rays. Sometimes 12. Ancient civilizations believed these stars were messages from the gods. Travelers carried them for protection. Kings wore them during war. Even today, some people believe star sapphires carry spiritual power. But truly perfect stones are incredibly difficult to find. The star must be sharp. The color must be deep. The surface must shine like glass. One small flaw can destroy the entire effect. And as natural high-quality star sapphires become rarer, collectors are quietly buying them faster and faster. Because some gems don't just sparkle. They feel alive. Number 3. Moldavite. This stone may not even belong to Earth. Around 15 million years ago, a massive meteor crashed into what is now Europe. The impact was so violent, molten rock exploded into the sky and cooled while flying through the air. The result? Moldavite, a strange green glass-like stone born from fire and space. People became obsessed with it. Some believed it had healing powers. Others claimed it changed their lives. Some even called it the stone of transformation. Whether true or not, demand exploded worldwide. But here's the problem. Real moldavite is limited, and fake versions are flooding the market. That makes genuine pieces even more valuable, especially older stones with proven origins, because owning moldavite feels like owning a piece of cosmic history itself. Number 2. Kashmir Sapphire. Many experts believe this is the most beautiful sapphire ever discovered. Not because of size, because of color. A deep royal blue, soft like velvet, almost glowing from inside. The original Kashmir sapphire mines were discovered high in the Himalayas during the late 1800s after a landslide exposed hidden deposits. Workers rushed into the mountains searching for treasure. But the magic didn't last long. Within just a few years, the mines began drying up. Today, true Kashmir sapphires are incredibly rare. Auction houses battle over them. Collectors spend fortunes trying to own even a tiny piece, because the world may never produce stones like these again. And number 1. The blue diamond. Cold, mysterious, almost supernatural. For centuries, blue diamonds were linked to curses, kings, and tragedy. The most famous stories involved stolen gems, ruined empires, and unexplained deaths. And maybe that darkness made people desire them even more. Natural blue diamonds are unbelievably rare because their color comes from traces of boron deep inside Earth under extreme conditions. Only a tiny number are discovered. And recently, some of the world's most important blue diamond mines have slowed production or closed completely. That has sent collectors into a frenzy. Prices are rising higher than ever before. Because when something this rare begins disappearing, the wealthy move fast. But maybe the most fascinating thing about these stones isn't their value. It's their survival. These gems witnessed ancient empires rise and fall. They slept underground for millions of years. They survived wars, disasters, forgotten civilizations. And now, after all that time, humanity is racing to own them before they vanish again. Maybe somewhere, deep beneath a mountain, hidden inside darkness, another impossible treasure is still waiting to be discovered. A stone nobody has seen for thousands of years. A gem worth a fortune. Or perhaps, a secret the Earth was never meant to reveal.